I'm Brianna.
And I'm John.
And this is Legacy Beyond Borders.
Coming from live in Panama City, Panama, and Punta Pacifica.
So on this video, we're going to share with you the reason why we decided to leave the United States and migrate, relocate, become residents of the beautiful Panama.
So what changed? What brought us here?
Well, No, seriously, because my husband is half Panamanian. His mother, his aunt, his grandmother, they all were born here in Panama. And they hadn't been here in about 50 years.
58 years to be exact.
58 years to be exact. And what we decided to do was honor their legacy. We had traveled a couple of different countries in the past 4 or 5 years.
Barbados, St. Lucia, and then this past October, we just said, let's go to Panama.
And what we decided to do is bring our kids with us. We wanted to give them a different perspective of life and change their outlook on how their life could be. And what better way to do that than leaving the United States? Now, most times people leave the United States because of different reasons. Politics,
retirement, and just want to move abroad, which kind of leads why we did that. It's an opportunity where we did a research on a few different countries, and like we said, my mother's from here, and I went to retire at 50.
And you did that.
Boom. So we looked at and did our research in a few different places. Panama, because my parents, when my mother came from here, and said, hey, let's explore and see how we can actually make that happen if we decide to relocate out of the country. We looked at, before looking at Panama, we looked at
Portugal.
Portugal was one that had the golden visa there.
Yes.
Thought about Costa Rica, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Thailand, Vietnam, even Africa. Mm-hmm. However, the pensionado visa that's offered here in Panama made it a no-brainer. And another thing is because my mother's a Panamanian citizen, I qualify to be a Panamanian citizen. But with the discounts and everything available in the pensionado visa,
it just made sense for us to do the pensionado visa.
Right, made it a no-brainer.
Right. So we've only been here for about 4 days, so we don't have a lot of knowledge, or I would say experience, but we do have a lot of knowledge on like the reasons why we decided to move here, which was the cost of living, the lifestyle, that tranquilo lifestyle, peace of life. And I feel like peace of life is more so your mindset, because wherever your mind is, that's where your life is going to be, essentially. So just shifting our mindset more so than having a different mindset. But we do have to have a different mindset living here, because the country is totally, I won't say totally, but it's not like the United States.
Tranquilo lifestyle.
Yeah.
And unlike the United States where everything's run, fast. Gotta
yes,
make it
hustle culture.
Time. Hey, we tell our attorney we show up, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
When we show up and they're there to help us. Mm-hmm. So pretty cool, right? So we're not rushed by an appointment to hurry up and get there other side to go to the global bank building. We get there and they take care of us. Yep. I think it's really cool.
First class service each and every time. So what we want now is peace, just freedom and time and experiences. Every single day is like something brand new. I think for me it's challenges, okay? Because this is a Spanish speaking country, and if you do not speak Spanish, you'll be able to get by because you'll have Google Translate. But being able to challenge yourself every day to learn Spanish, to speak Spanish, to get integrated with the community, that's fun for me.
Yeah, it's cool. But on top of that, even if you don't speak Spanish, the people here are so cool. If you stumble on the word, if you can't, man, break out your Google Translate. Even communicating back with you, if they can't speak English, they'll break out the Translate and communicate with you. They'll even teach you and assist you with learning some of the words and how to speak the Panamanian language, not just Spanish, because Panamanian Spanish is different from Mexican or Puerto Rican, because each region has their own dialect, and we're learning that some things that we may have thought through education-wise that it's totally different here. So we're learning more of the Panamanian dialect. We do have a little bit of heads up or leeway because my mother's from Panama and we learned that way.
Yeah. And we still have family here in Panama.
Correct.
So we talked about why Panama. We talked about what we want now. I hate to look back because I don't want to, turn into a pillar of salt. No, but I do want to say kind of what we left behind. We left behind everything.
Oh yeah, and when you make up your mind to relocate, you have to make a decision if do I want to bring everything with me or I want to say, hey, I'm done and I'm a total restart. Mm-hmm. That takes a lot.
It does
because you got all these years of living. You got to be able to say, all right, I'm getting rid of everything and relocate.
Or most things because we did bring 11 bags.
Yeah, but through the process. I think some of the people that may, back in Alabama that may be looking at some of them say, how did y'all get there? Man, we sold everything.
Everything. We either sold it, donated it, or gave it away to family members and friends.
Yeah, so the things that we couldn't sell,
we donated.
To Goodwill and to some friends and family members. But, you can't be attached to things when you to relocate. You got to be say, hey man, I'm done. I'm looking at the bigger picture.
What do you think your hardest thing to let go of was?
I love my TVs.
You had some really nice TVs too.
I love, I kept my Sonos sound bars, but
if you know, you know.
But getting rid of my TVs and. I think we had a really nice palace in our bedroom. Getting rid of that was pretty tough because that was some really cool stuff we had in our bedroom.
Yeah.
We had a lifestyle there. You had to give up that lifestyle as a whole.
Yeah.
But
I think for me, I really wasn't attached to anything. Says the person that took up half the bags that we brought.
Right.
But no, I think the hardest thing for me was giving away the grill that my father made for us.
Man, that smoker was amazing.
Because,
Percy Grills.
Yes, Percy Grills. www.percygrills.nc.com.
Greensboro, North Carolina in the house.
Yeah. So, but it got a great home, and my dad told me that he would build us another one. So, but aside from that, that was everything else. It was easy to let go of. I wasn't attached to anything.
Well, I think another thing is when you make that decision to relocate is
the excitement of knowing what's or finding out what's on the other side.
I'm gonna tell you the reality of it is you learn that the only person that has value in the things that you own is you.
Is you.
When you make that decision, you start putting stuff up for sale. Even though when you're making that choice to move and sell things, you're gonna put it. You're really looking to bless people, but at the same time, it's an education of learning that there's no value in any of that stuff.
Yeah, only you see the value. Like when we would sell things, people were like, why are you selling it at this price? We're like, we got to get rid of it. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything to us. We can't take it.
Can't have any emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
I know I talked about the TVs. I made that as in jest, but because we really blessed a couple of those TVs.
We did.
But the reality of it is when we talked to we went and talked to about 5. We inquired with 5 different companies. What do you call those?
For shipping?
No, not for shipping. Those company when people die. What are they called?
Oh, estate sale company.
We talked to 5 different estate sale companies. One showed up, right? And the lady that showed up wanted 50% of it.
Yeah.
So it was like, why can't we just sell it ourselves?
Yeah. In combination of word of mouth, Facebook Marketplace, and the grace of God.
Amen.
Yeah, all that stuff was able to get sold. So another thing I think I'm leaving personally behind, I know you were on your edge of retirement, is the hustle culture. Like, I had 15 different businesses. That's an exaggeration, but I had, or still have some, but having businesses and leaving that hustle culture behind, you really, I feel like the 24 hours here and the 24 hours there,
man, these days
totally
seem so
different.
Long here.
Yeah. Like,
and it's still early.
And it's still early right now. And so I think the hustle culture for me, how did you feel transitioning from working all the time to retirement to now living this lifestyle?
Well, it's a gradual thing, and I think we both talked about this. In 2020, we discussed Panama.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we also discussed retirement at 50. So it was a game plan. I was an 18-year automotive professional, and I transitioned out of that in 2020, and we began our first business, which was an acquisition, which was our
investment company,
real estate investment company. Okay, and then I became a mortgage because you started in real estate, where you were already real estate as an agent. You wanted me to be your loan officer, so then I became your loan officer, and then I became a mortgage broker. Along with that, I officiated basketball, baseball, and football. That was tough to leave because of the relationships I had developed, and plus I was a high-level official.
You were.
So that was tough because those relationships were precious to me. More than anything else, not the attachment to goods, it's the attachment to the real quality people that had formed relationships, whether it be in the mortgage side, through the broker side, the broker channel, or the officiating with these. There's some real high quality fellas, man.
Yeah.
And those relationships I cherish.
Okay. Well, you still have them.
Yeah.
They're just overseas.
Right.
Yeah. I think also things that I'm leaving behind is the certain expectations of how things should be here. And like, for example, in the grocery store, they have all the things that we have back in the state, but I refuse to purchase them unless it's just, non-existent of another similar product. But stepping out of the box and purchasing what they have here versus what I'm used to is an experience that I'm like holding dear to. I want to have those challenges and also new experiences to try things that I've never tried before.
I think it'd be good for later on in one of our future episodes that we discuss about what we did when we went to Reba Smith and as well as Super 99 where, man, I tell you the big difference. Like I was pointing out to her and said, hey, look, if you buy this here, you're gonna pay the import price for the stuff that we used to buying, like
when you were asking me about ranch and I was like, Ken's is not here, then you were like, okay, Hidden Valley. I was like, I don't see Hidden Valley.
Well,
that was just a specific.
How about the sodas? When we talk about Canada Dry, it tastes different here.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Canada Dry here is what Grandma and Nana was talking about when you had a stomach ache because it brings you back to life. It's so delicious to me.
But, you can buy a canned soda here for 55 cents, right? When the last time we seen 50-cent sodas in the United States, right? And I'm not a soda drinker at all, right? But just seeing it and it was like, really, I said, oh, man, there's some markup here we had in the States.
Yeah.
And then when you come to buy the goods, I mean, we talk about spaghetti. Let's take spaghetti for an example. We was looking to buy some stuff to make spaghetti because our son loves spaghetti, right? The noodles here were 71 cents if you buy the Panamanian goods. Same thing with spaghetti sauce.
And I actually like those noodles.
Yeah, spaghetti sauce $3, right?
Yeah. And it was like 100% Italian.
Yeah, ragu here.
It was
$7.
Recently bottled, like it just different experience.
Yeah, but the ragu $7 here.
Yeah,
right? Prego $7 because you're bringing an import. You want to buy some Charmin, $7.50 for a 4-pack, or you just buy the local stuff, get it for about $2.50, $2.50. So understanding, making an adjustment. That's something we talk about later on. Let's stick to what we're talking about here about the excitement of getting here.
What's your emotion? We're 4 days in. What's your real raw emotion right now? How are you feeling about Panama? Are you fearful, excited?
Humbled. Humbled to be here. I just have my cousin Damiana, who's here in Panama, and Teresa, and the rest of my people here that reached out to me on Facebook. So it's humble, like, hey, welcome home, family. And I felt great.
That's awesome.
So that and then to have my wife here and my kid, my baby boy, and
him to celebrate his very first birthday here in Panama,
that was super cool. So watching us be able to raise our family here is something my mother wasn't able to do, but we're able to do. So man, that's just been that.
Yeah. Well,
how about you?
I'm not fearful of anything because I can do all things.
Christ Jesus.
Yes. But I feel like I'm like eager, excited. Like every day is something new, and I'm just like eager to see what's next.
Yeah,
like today, our photo shoot.
Yeah, we've done some cool things.
That
We've been here
really
about
cool.
3 or 4
Yeah.
days now.
Yeah.
Doing that photo shoot today was like, wow.
We're like really getting acclimated, and I really appreciate that, being fairly new still. So that is the reason why we moved to Panama. If you are enjoying this journey with us, make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below because we will reply back to you. And on the next video,
let's talk about how we got here.
How we got here.
The process.
Okay.
The process of.
We will talk about that on the next video.
Yeah, we got to talk about the process because it ain't as hard as you think.
It's really not.
There are some steps, but
if you can think it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell you our steps.
Right.
In hopes to inspire you.
Having these amazing views is one thing, but how did we get here, and the process to get here is just something totally different. We talk about selling stuff and getting here, but now we got to discuss with you guys in depth the paperwork and the legalities of actually leaving here from the United States to be here in lovely Panama.
And on that note, hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Until next time.